Let's get into the per kilometer cost comparison between the petrol vehicles, the diesel vehicles, which are the ICE vehicles, and the electric vehicle, which is BMW iX. I already have a draft ready here so that it is easy for us to compare between the ICE vehicles and the electric vehicles, right? Now, for our benefit, what we've done is we've taken average cost for petrol, we've taken the average cost for diesel, fuel, and for electric, the unit charge. We've taken these average figures across. Now that we know it might differ from state to state, city to city, right? Let's start with petrol. Let's suppose we were to drive around 400 kilometers. The journey that we are going to take is about 400 kilometers. So let me write this here. This is an example just for our calculation purposes. The mileage, let's assume the mileage for the vehicle to be 12 upper side, right? We know that it could be 8, 10, depending on how we use. But then let's take this as 12 kilometers per liter, right? Per liter is the mileage that the vehicle is delivering. With that, the fuel required, how much will be the fuel required for us to cover about 400 kilometers with the mileage of 12. So this is 400 kilometers divided by 12, and we get 33.33 liters. This is what will be required. This is the kind of fuel that will be required for you to travel about 400 kilometers, right? Let's say we were to, of the total 400 kilometers run and these many liters used, what is the cost that we've incurred on this? And here, for this 33.33 into the cost for the fuel per liter, which is 95, we are looking at rupees 3180. That's the kind of cost that you've incurred to drive 400 kilometers, right? Now, per kilometer cost, let's get to that, for which the cost incurred 3180 divided by number of kilometers that we've driven, which is 400 in this case. The per kilometer cost would be rupees 7.82 per kilometer, right? 7.82. Now this is for petrol. This is just taking an example here. But if you were to compare the same with electric now, okay, let me just highlight this. 7.82. So this is about petrol, 7.82 rupees a kilometer. Now let's discuss electric. Electric, BMW iX. And for our benefit, what we've done is we've taken two average costs here. One, if you're charging the vehicle at home with 5.5 rupees per unit charge. Now, this is regular, again, like I said, average. And as far as our understanding goes, commercial can be in the range of 16 to 20 rupees per unit. So we've taken the highest most, which is 20. Again, the similar format. Let's say if we were to drive 400 kilometers, similar to what we were driving using the ICE vehicles, the mileage for BMW iX, like we've seen, WLTP certified range is in the range of 375 to 425. Let's take an average, 400 kilometers, WLTP certified range, okay? Battery. The battery net usable capacity of BMW iX is 71 kilowatt hours. So if we were to charge this battery completely, 71 kilowatt hours, using a home charge, 5.5 rupees per unit, let's see what is the cost incurred. So we are looking at 5.5, which is per kilowatt, into 71 kilowatt hours, that is required for the battery to charge completely. So the cost would be rupees 391 only. That's it. 391 rupees for the vehicle to charge completely from 0 to 100%, 71 kilowatt at home, right? This is what you've incurred. Let's now get to the per kilometer charge. So home again, we are doing the same calculation. What we've done here is home 391 divided by how many kilometers did we drive? 400. So the cost to this is less than a rupee. This is 0.98 rupees per kilometer. That's it. But if you were to charge this vehicle using the commercial charger or DC charger somewhere outside with 20 rupees a unit, which is highest most, then let's calculate that as well. 20 into, if we were to drive, how many? We were to charge 71 kilowatt hour battery, we are looking at an expense of rupees 1420. 1420 divided by number of kilometers driven, which would be divided by 400, gives you per kilometer charge, which is rupees 3.55 per kilometer. Let's underline this for ourselves. That is for the electric vehicle. You see such a big difference, 0.8 versus the 7.82 for diesel per litre as rupees 86. And with all the calculations similar to petrol, we're looking at rupees 4.80, roughly rupees 4.80 per kilometer. Again, would say 3.55 if we were to charge it completely using commercial charger versus 4.80 isn't a big deal. This isn't a big difference here, right? But then this is per kilometer charge. You're only sticking to this. We have not looked into maintenance for now. Maintenance is practically very, very low compared when you are comparing it with ICE vehicles. Right? So if you were to bring all of that together, then a big saving when you buy an electric vehicle for you.